stop. Before you make any resolutions for the new year, before you start adding to your to do list, I have three questions I want you to consider. And I think these three questions will give you clarity, focus, and motivation to achieve your goals for the new year. Hi, I'm Executive Coach Constance Howard, and welcome to my YouTube channel, where women are inspired to be the best version of themselves. Now, before you watch the video, click the subscribe button so that you can join this community of fearless women. And click the bell so you'll be notified when new videos come out. Are you going to make a New Year's resolution this year? Many of us do. It's kind of a fun thing that happens every year. We sit down and we make a list of things that we resolve that we're going to do for the new year. The new year represents a new start for us, a new opportunity to wipe the slate clean and to start over. I used to love making resolutions. I'd make a whole list of things. But now I am not a big fan of making New Year's resolutions. Why? Because they don't work. For the vast majority of us, me included, New Year's resolutions simply don't work. Want more proof? Go into any gym the first month of January. It's packed. There are lots of people in the gym. You can't even get on a machine. Month 2, the crowds start to thin. Month 3, they thin some more. And by month 4, 5, and 6, they're back to, regular numbers of people coming in, not the crowd you saw in January. I just don't believe resolutions, work. I think they take more time than they're worth. So if you're thinking about making a New Year's resolution, and I hope you're not, I want to give you an alternative. I want to propose that you ask yourself these three questions. Now, these questions are simple, but they're not easy. These questions will really make you reflect on what it is you want, where you're going, who you hope to be. And that takes time. But we're not even, we're a couple of weeks away from January. So we have time. Let's start. Here are the three questions. What will you add? What will you take away? And what will you multiply in 2024? What will you add? What will you take away? What will you multiply? So let's start. What will you add to your goal list? What is it you want to accomplish? Now, here's the thing. In order to answer this question, you have to really reflect on what it is you want. What do you want to accomplish? What is your big overall goal for the year? I want you to write that down. And I want you to write down your why. Why do you want to accomplish that? What is the big reason pulling you forward? For me, it's I want to build my business. That's the overall big goal for me. I want to build my business. I want to increase my footprint on social media. I want to expand into publishing. I want to expand into, broadcast media. Those are my goals. Those are my big overarching goals. What are your goals? And you have to sit down and think about them. It's not what your immediate goals are, right? I don't want you to think about your goals for the next week, next 2 weeks. I want you to think about what is the big overarching goal in your life. That will help you establish your small term goals. Okay. So, what is your big goal and why? The why is so critical because There'll be days when you don't feel like doing the work. You just flat out don't want to do the work, right? And your why will make you get up and keep moving forward. I'll give you an example. I want to increase my social media imprint, right? Footprint. That means I have to create more content and record more videos and put those videos out. Well, there are days when I just don't feel like recording another video. But when I think about my overarching goal, my big goal to build my company, I get out of bed, I put the lipstick on, and I do the videos. So that's what I want you to think about. What is your big goal? And why do you want to accomplish that goal? And when you reflect on this, I want you to reflect on what it was you did last year. What did you do last year that propelled you forward? What pushed you a step closer to you achieving your overall goal? Right? I want you to add whatever it is that moves you closer to your big goal. I want you to add that to your list. Now, I want to make sure that you hear me clearly. I don't want you to end up with a list that has 5, 6, 7 things on it because that won't work. Research tells us that our brain will look at something that's, a long list like that, and your brain will say, overwhelming, too much, move on, can't do it, right? You won't accomplish anything. Plus, when you have a big list, you're too scattered. You can't focus because you got all these little things that are pulling at you. I want you to come up with a list that has no more than 3 things on it. 3 manageable things so that you can sit down and go deep in your focus, where you have no distractions. And when you go deep in your focus, you move the ball further down the field because you've had time to think and do the work on whatever it is. So when you answer this question, what will you add in 2024? It leads you to it leads you to question 2, which is what will you take away? What didn't work in 2023? What do you need to try differently? You can't keep adding to your list and not take something off. If you keep adding to your list, it leads to burnout. It leads to frustration. It leads to, in some cases, you become paralyzed because you got too many things and you don't know where to begin or which one to begin with. So I want you to add to your list, but I also want you to take off of your list the things that will slow you down, the things that will make you busy, but not make you strategic. You don't want to be busy. You want to be smart with your time. You want to make sure that everything that you're doing points you in the direction of your overall goal. So you're not going to add any small tasks that don't add up to anything. I like to say the DEA. What can you delegate? What can you eliminate? What can you automate? And this is a key time to look at what you want to do and figure out what can you delegate, eliminate, automate. Automate being outsource. I'll give you another example. I am just technically not good at posting and editing videos. I'm just not good at it. And it takes a lot of time for me to do it. And I can't not do it, right? Because my overall goal is to build my business, to increase my social media footprint, to branch out into other areas as well. So I cannot not do videos, right? So I took a look at the time that it was taking me just to make a simple edit And I know it sounds funny, but the time it took for me to make a simple edit was just not cost effective. It wasn't time efficient. So I hired a VA to do that, a virtual assistant. And I create the videos and she edits and posts the video. So I want you to take a look at what you're doing. I want you to take a look at what's on your list. Should that be on your list? Do you have too many things on your list? Then I want you to look at your why. Why are those things on your list? Will they really help you achieve your goals? If they don't, take them off. If they don't, take them off. And if you can't take them off, if it's vital to your business or to your goal, then figure out how you can delegate to someone else or how you can outsource the job to someone else and save time and save effort and save your emotional health. I mean, oh my gosh, just thinking about making an edit or having to post and going through all that, it was just, it created a whole lot of anxiety and it was very stressful. And once I relieved myself of that, it freed me up to go deep in creating the content that I want to create for the people I serve. So that's how I want you to look at it. What can you take off your list? And it all has to do with you really going deep in what it is you want. Who do you want to be? You have to be 100% clear on what it is you want in order for you to do this process. The last question. The last question, what will you multiply? What will you do more of? Right? What will you do more of? So, for example, with me, if it's building my company and creating content, then I want to do the things that allow me to create content. I want to multiply that. I want to figure out how to repurpose content so that I can place it on other platforms. That's what I mean by what will you multiply? And that's how you need to think. Now, when you start to think about what you're going to add, why, what you're going to take away, and what you're going to multiply, now you're thinking strategic. Now you're thinking, how can I use my time wisely? What is my jam? What am I good at? And how can I do more of that to get me to my goal? The whole purpose, right, of these New Year's resolutions is to get you to achieve your goals. So you resolve yourself that you're going to do it, right? But there's so much more to achieving your goal than just writing down a list of things at the magical, you know, stroke of a clock. These three questions will allow you to really think, as I said over and over, to really think about what it is you want to accomplish. And then you can proceed to clear the road of the obstacles. And the obstacles are those things that you have to take away. And then you do more of what makes you successful in achieving your dreams. Now, one thing I want to add when we talk about what will you take away, one of the things that you may find that you have to take away are some of the people in your life. Who's in your inner circle? Who around you is that toxic person that prevents you from moving forward? Take them away. Eliminate that, right? What negative talk is going on in your mind that paralyzes you from taking action? Eliminate that. So, like I said in the beginning, these are three simple questions, but they're not easy and they take time. But I guarantee you, if you spend the time to really reflect on what you want, why, how you're going to get there, what will help you get there, what do you need to eliminate in order to get there, and what do you need to do more of in order to achieve your dreams, you're going to be way happier. This process has just allowed me to go further in 2023. And it's taught me to be ruthless with how I spend my time. I no longer want to entertain the 2-minute conversation here and oh, and let me take a little break here and I can do this a little bit later. I'm going to squeeze this in. If it doesn't help you achieve your goal, why spend time there? Now, I'm not saying that you're going to be all work 24/7. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is that you need to become more effective in how you use your time. You need to be more strategic in how you use your time. You need to be more focused in how you use your time. And I think these questions will give you clarity, focus, and they will give you motivation to keep going. On those days when you hate to get up, you go back to your why. Why do I want to achieve this goal? And it doesn't have to be business. It could be in your personal life, right? It could be in your personal life. Whatever your goal is, you have to create an environment and a structure that will allow you to get there. And just writing it down on Jan 1 is not the way to go. Trust me, research backs me up on this one. New Year's resolutions for the vast majority of us don't work. So I hope you consider these three questions. What will you add? What will you take away? What will you multiply? And I think if you really sit down to do this process, you're going to have an amazing 2024. So tell me, what will you add, take away, or multiply in the new year? Leave a comment below. And if you have any questions, leave them below as well, and I'll make sure to follow up. And as a reminder, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so you'll be notified when new videos come out. I'm Constance Howard, Executive Coach. I'll see you next time.